more, earn more. As that title suggests, the more you move, the more you earn. So there is that opportunity for that big grand prize of a month free of yoga. There are also smaller prizes. So if you're like, yeah, no way, I'm not practicing 25 times. I don't want to do all 25 challenges. There are smaller challenges. So 5 simple challenges can get you maybe a nice Evolution sweat towel or maybe a cool strap and a way to carry your mat. So there are smaller prizes. If you're like, yeah, I don't need the free month of yoga, there is other stuff that is available for you. So if you don't have your bingo card or if it's in the bottom of your yoga bag, today is the perfect chance to get that out and start marking some of those off. The only other announcement that I have that's super prominent that I want to let all of you know about is in regards to Aim to Empower. So Aim to Empower is our nonprofit partner situation here at Evolution. There's a flyer and some stuff out front that talks about Aim to Empower, but we have a trivia night coming up on Thursday. So that's at the Tap Room up in Lancaster. It's 7 to 9, a great night to get together, bring your friends out, a chance to celebrate AIM, get to know that community, what all they're about, and just have fun. So those are my 2 announcements for you here this afternoon. We can get started in child's pose with all of that being thrown at you. Bringing your toes together, knees go wide. Allow your forehead to come on down to the mat. A chance to settle into this child's pose here this afternoon. Bringing awareness to the temperature of the space around you, the texture of your mat beneath you. Spreading your fingertips wide, a chance to really press them into the mat. With that pressure in the fingertips, allowing those sit bones to sit back a little bit more. Go ahead and spread your knees just a little bit wider. Sort of forcing yourself out of your comfort zone when we just first settle down in this pose. It's easy to just sit right there. Today, we'll set the intention of being vulnerable, for trying something new, for trying the poses on a new way, or maybe just showing up on your mat is vulnerable enough, whatever it is. Find 3 more breaths here. Big inhale through the nose, a pause, big exhale out through the nose with a pause at the bottom. We have 2 more like that. Good. Last one like that. Downward facing dog. Curl your toes under. Send the hips back. Allow some movement side to side. So pedal your feet out. Wiggle the hips. Whatever you need here. Some movement in the shoulders. However this looks for you. Wiggle it on out. Walk the dog. Again, finding that Ujjayi breath here in this downward dog. Big inhales through the nose, a pause, exhale through the nose with another pause. Good, 2 more. You can inhale up to your tiptoes, exhale, send the ankles down. 1 more like that. Inhale on up. Exhale, press down through the feet. Good. Tiptoe your feet up, hang in ragdoll. Slowly walk them up to your hands. Let your head hang heavy. Any movement side to side. Maybe some bend in the knee. Shaking the head, yes or no, whatever you need. Whoops. Dropped my water bottle. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I gotcha. Again, some movement side to side here on your mat in ragdoll, whatever you need. Good. Big inhale, extended mountain, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. We'll begin class today with 3 alms. Big breath in. Big breath in, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale it back. 3 breaths right away, fill up. And let it go. Good, 2 more, fill up. And exhale. Last one, fill up. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Inhale, gaze goes up towards fingers. Fold, let it all go. Halfway lift, straight back. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale it back. Again, 3 breaths, fill up. And release. Beautiful, 2 more. Last one, inhale. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Inhale all the way up. Gaze towards the fingers. Fold. Exhale down. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. 3 breaths. Fill up. And release. Good. 2 more. We're building this Ujjayi breath, this inner fire within us. Last breath. Fill up. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Inhale all the way up. Gaze towards the fingers. Fold. Exhale down. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Exhaling all the way down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Again, 3 nice community breaths here. Good. 2 more. Fill up. And release. Last one. Fill up. Exhale and move forward. Our last one, a halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Inhale all the way up. Give yourself a big stretch. Fold. Let it go. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. Again, 3 breaths. Fill up. And release. Attention to those fingertips, all 10 fingertips pressed into the mat. 1 more breath, fill up. Exhale and move forward. Good, halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose, inhale, arms up, sit on back. Fold, let it go. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, right foot forward, warrior 1. We'll hold this here for a few breaths, this first moment to check in with our warrior. We have lots of pressure happening in that back edge of the foot, working to work those hips straight out in front of us. Might not get there, but we're working with it. Good, find a big breath in. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down. We'll float over to the left side. Yep, left foot forward, warrior 1. Again, inhale, rise up. And again, we'll hold this for a few moments to first just check in with our warrior here. It's our first one on this side. Get a moment to see how it feels, what's showing up here now. Good, big breath in to find that length. Exhale, chaturanga, hands to mat. Flowing through, upward facing dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale. Again, 3 breaths, fill up. And let it go. Good, 2 more, fill up. And exhale. Last one. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose, inhale, arms up, sit way back. Fold, let it go. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, exhale all the way down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, right foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale, rise up. Just a quick pause. Chaturanga, exhale all the way down. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, left foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale, rise up, a pause. Chaturanga, exhale all the way down. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Good. 3 breaths here. We're beginning to awaken the body. These sun salutations, getting our heart rate moving. That inner fire is building. You have 1 more breath. Fill up. Exhale and move forward. Good. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Inhale, arms up. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Great breath happening in the room. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward. Warrior 1. Inhale, rise up. Chaturanga. Exhale down. Floating through. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward. Warrior 1. Inhale, rise. Chaturanga. Exhale down. Good. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Here again, 3 steady Ujjayi breaths. This part can get chaotic, can get messy. 1 more breath, fill up. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Inhale, arms up, sit back. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale, right foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale, rise up. Chaturanga. Exhale all the way down to your mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale, rise up. Chaturanga. Exhale down. Good. Allowing yourself to match movement and breath. We'll meet in downward facing dog. 3 steady breaths, fill up. Let it all go. Good. 2 more. Last breath, fill up. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Inhale, arms up, sit way back. Fold. Let it go. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale, rise up nice and strong. Chaturanga. Exhale all the way down. Beautiful. Floating over to our left side, left foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale, rise up. Chaturanga. Good. Floating through. We'll meet in downward facing dog for 3 rejuvenating breaths here. Good. 2 more. Last breath, fill up. Exhale and move forward. Our last sun B, halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Inhale, arms up, sit way back. Fold. Let it go. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale, rise up nice and strong. Chaturanga. Exhale all the way down. Good. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot goes forward, warrior 1. Last one here. Chaturanga, hands come down. We'll meet in downward facing dog for again 3 rejuvenating breaths here. Good. 2 more. Fill up and let it go. Last one. Fill up and release it out. Right leg comes up, 3-legged dog. A moment here, once that leg is up, to raise it a bit higher here. Beautiful. Bend your knee, open up your hip. And if you're headed there, go ahead and flip your dog. Feet on 12 o'clock right when you land, so moving those toes in towards one another. Nice steady breaths here to find your full expression, to open up wide. There we are. Good. Both hands to the mat, side plank. Bringing that right hand down to the mat. Our side plank can take on lots of different variations. Both legs can be out straight. Tori's demonstrating a knee down with a leg up. Lots of options here, whatever's for you. You have 2 more breaths to play around with it, to get nice and strong here now. Beautiful. Both hands come down, chaturanga. Flow through, upward facing dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale it back. Get rid of it. Good. One more like that. Fill up. And exhale. We're ready. Left leg goes up, three-legged dog. Beautiful. Once that leg is up in the air, raise it a little bit higher here this Friday. Good. Bend your knee, open up the hip, a few breaths to that side body. And if you're headed there, go ahead and flip your dog. You can stay in three-legged dog though. Nice, steady breaths here to open up, to help lift that pelvis up towards the ceiling. Good. Feet on 12 o'clock. Beautiful. Nice, steady breaths to access this pose, to stay patient and present. Good. Hand comes down, side plank. Again, allowing yourself to set up your side plank however it looks. Maybe a knee is down. Maybe both legs are straight. That top leg slowly begins to lift up, accessing the ease in this not so easy position. Beautiful. Hands come down. Chaturanga, flowing through. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. Again, 3 breaths here. Fill up and release. Good. 2 more. Fill up. Side out. Yeah, last one. Fill up. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Inhale, rise all the way up. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, hands to mat. Flowing through, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, crescent lunge. As we're here, first a few moments to check in with the foundation of your feet. So we're pressing equally through both. If that knee can very easily go over those front toes, take up some more space. Invite some new area on your mat that maybe you haven't touched before. Good. Then coming up from the foundation of our feet, checking in with those hips. Big inhale to find the length in both side body. Strong exhale to sink deep into the crescent. Good. I saw everyone go down. Hands to heart center, revolving crescent lunge. Nice, steady breaths here. Good. Inhale back onto center. We have 2 breaths here to sink deep, to find your fullest expression in your crescent lunge. We can do anything for 1 more breath. Warrior 2. Drop your back ankle. If you need to straighten out that leg and give a breath to ease it out, go ahead and do that. Because now we're ready for our warrior 2. Allow yourself to sink in. Looking for that front foot straight out on 12 o'clock. Big inhale to raise those hands a bit higher. Exhale to sink deep. Good. 2 more like that. Inhale to raise those hands. Exhale to sink in. Maybe finding a smile. Last one. Strong in our warrior. Extended side angle. Hand can come down to a block. Can come down to your knee. Wherever you're at, we're finding lots of space in the side body. We have binds going on. You can send both hands straight overhead. You have 1 more breath here to stay nice and strong. Beautiful. Hands come down. Chaturanga. Flowing through. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. 2 breaths. Fill up. And let it go. Good. 1 more. Left foot forward, crescent lunge. Time to balance ourselves out. Again, once that foot lands, it doesn't have to stay there. It can inch forward. A moment first to check in with that foundation of your feet. And then slowly working up through the body. Big inhale to find the length in the side. Maybe the gaze goes up towards those fingers. An exhale to sink deep into that knee. Also, lots of action happening in that back thigh, that being pressed up to the ceiling. Hands to heart center, revolving crescent lunge. We have that right arm coming down. There. Nice steady breaths. What might be available is the opening up of the arms, allowing a deeper twist. Good. Come on back to center. Again, 2 breaths here to sink deep. Give this crescent lunge your all. This is it. The last opportunity. Warrior 2. Drop your back ankle. Again, if you need to straighten that leg, go ahead, give yourself a breath. And now we're ready. Sink into your warrior. Working to press that outer edge of the back foot into the mat. Pressing that front foot into the mat. Inhale to raise those hands. Exhale to sink deep into your warrior. Good. One more like that. Extended side angle. Hand can come down to your leg. Maybe it's coming down to a block. Opening up wide on this opposite side of our body. If you went for a bind, go ahead and go that. Both hands up overhead. If you did that on the other side, working those obliques. Beautiful. Hands come down. Chaturanga. Flowing through upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. 2 breaths. Fill up. And let it go. Last one. Fill up. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Thunderbolt. Inhale, arms up. We'll sit way back. And if this first moment to check in, feet on 12 o'clock straight out in front of us. You can play around with lifting your 10 toes, lifting and spreading. Again, we have 2 breaths here to lengthen through the spine and exhale to sink nice and deep. One more like that. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to sink deep. Hands to heart center, twist to the right. Thunderbolt prayer twist. What might be available is the opening up of the arms. Good. Your inhale's helping to lengthen. Your exhale's helping to twist a bit more. You have 1 more breath here. Good. Come on back to center, nice and deep. Fold. Fingers to toes, forward fold. Wrap the pointer and middle finger around your big toe. Feet can go wide. Yeah, wrap them around. Allowing bend in the knee. Just a few moments to check in how this feels. Maybe the shaking yes and no of the head. Some wiggling side to side of the hips. Maybe you're pulling on those toes to bring your chest down. Nice, steady Ujjayi breaths here. Welcoming the space. Good. Release out. Halfway lift. Fold. Exhale down. Thunderbolt. Inhale, arms up. Again, meeting yourself just where you were. So we were nice and deep, nice and low. Big inhale to find the length in the spine. Exhale to sink deep. Hands to heart center. Twist to the left. Thunderbolt prayer twist. As we're here, working to keep our knees parallel to one another. One likes to go forward. Keep them nice next to each other. Nice steady breaths. You can open up the arms, accessing a deeper stretch. Good. Come on back to center again. Sit nice and low. This is it. Forward fold. Palms to toes. Forward fold. Take your feet wide. Bend your knees to really get those palms up underneath. Lots of action happening here. Nice steady breaths to welcome that action. To welcome that tension or resistance that maybe you're feeling in the backs of the legs. Good. I see movement side to side, a beautiful way to welcome tension. Come back to your steady breath. We need it for the rest of practice. Release your hands, crow pose. Either moving into crow, allowing your fingertips to spread wide on the mat, building a really big foundation for yourself. Knees come to the back of the elbows, or moving into a goddess squat. Wherever you're at, nice steady breaths. As we're working to pull into our center line, finding this balance, give yourself the opportunity to play around. Maybe a toe gets up in the air today, or maybe both toes get up in the air. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, to try something new. Good. Chaturanga. Send those feet back, floating through upward facing dog. Big inhale. Downward facing dog, big exhale out. One more breath here, fill up. Exhale and move forward. Halfway lift, fold. Inhale up to standing. We have eagle right side. Right arm under, right leg over. A kickstand here might be good and plenty. We have a variation of lying on your back, another option. Wherever you're at, a nice, strong, steady gaze point. And our Ujjayi breath helping us to pull in, allowing you to sit down. Good. Getting curious with what's possible. Allow yourself to sink in. Good. Release on out. Eagle left side. Left arm under. Left leg over. Nice steady breaths, allowing you to sit in. We're going to pull that pit of the belly in so you can sit on down. Beautiful. Release on out. Standing leg raise, right side. Give yourself a breath and mountain pose just to recenter. Get regrounded. Standing leg raise, right side. Grabbing onto your knee, maybe reaching for the toe. Use of a strap. All options. Wherever you're at. Big breath to roll those shoulders onto our back. Open up the chest. Send the leg to the side. Gaze goes the opposite way. Put some action in that lifted foot so it's nice and flexed like you were about to step on something. That helps balance us out. Come on back to center. Big breath in. Airplane. Exhale it back. Palms facing down. Working to press that foot back. We have a heavy head. We need lots of action in that foot to balance us out, right? A few breaths here to open up, to play around with your airplane. Lifting that leg a little higher. Half moon. Nice steady breaths to open up to the side, working to stack those hips. You can keep your hands at prayer center. Maybe a hand comes down to a block. Just slowly working, just playing around. Do you want a block? I can grab you one, yeah. Just working around with what's possible, what your body's capable of doing. Lots of action in that lifted foot. Good. Release on down. Again, a moment here in Tadasana just to get recentered, regrounded. Standing leg raise, left side. Bring that on up. Wherever you're at, whether it's a strap, holding onto the knee, grabbing for the toe. Roll those shoulders onto your back. Open chest. To the side, you can send your leg to the side. Gaze the opposite way. Again, lots of action in that lifted foot. Nice and flexed. Good. Come on back to center. Big breath in. Exhale to airplane. Send that foot straight back. Palms facing down. Nice open chest. Good. Steady breaths to help raise that foot a little higher. All 5 toes being pointed down towards the mat. Half moon. Slowly open on up. Again, no need to rush. We have time. And now play around with it as you're here, maybe lifting that leg a little higher, welcoming the shakes and the wobbles, and knowing that that's a place of growth. Good. You can go ahead and release on down. Again, a moment to get recentered, regrounded. And we have dancer right side. We'll just do one on each side. Reaching back, grabbing the inside of your ankle. A strap is a good tool here as well. This could be good and plenty, just working to keep those knees right next to each other. You may feel this stretch happening in the shoulder, and it's plenty. If not, allow yourself to kick back. Kicking that shin back, beginning to open up the chest. Work here to press that knee straight back, not over to the side. Good, steady breaths. It's gone quiet. Good, release on down, dancer, left side. Again, give yourself a moment to get re-centered, regrounded. And And we'll reach back, grab the left ankle. Breaths to communicate with the body, to check in. This could be good and plenty. If not, you can begin to send that shin straight back. Good, steady breaths to see what's possible. To begin to open up, to kick a little bit more into your dancer. Good, release on down. Again, a moment to recenter. And we have tree right side. Foot can go anywhere but the inside of your knee. So maybe it's a kickstand, the inside of your shin or thigh. Anywhere but the knee. We want to keep that joint nice and protected. Start your hands here in prayer center. To grow the tree, hands go wide. And we have 3 here to all be big, beautiful trees, nice and strong. 2 more breaths. Good. Release on down. Tree left side. Again, foot can go anywhere but the inside of your knee, whether it's kickstand or inside your shin or thigh. This time reaching back for a bind, however that looks. Maybe it's fingers intertwined or namaste hands. Wherever you're at, we're beginning to open up the chest. Again, 3 strong, powerful breaths here. 2 more. Beautiful. Release on down. Extended mountain. Big breath in. Fingertips, gaze goes up. Forward fold. Let it all go. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Hands to mat. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale it back. Right foot forward. Triangle pose. With that right foot forward, we want it straight out on 12 o'clock, and we're looking to be on a tightrope. So this front foot is lined up with that center of the back of our foot. A big breath in to find your length. Yeah, and then hand comes down maybe to a block behind your foot, or maybe to a shin. Wherever you're at, nice steady breaths. Maybe that gaze begins to go towards that lifted hand. Good. Come on back up to center, side facing wide leg forward fold. Toes go to the long edge of our mat. Taking your feet nice and wide. Hinge forward at the hips. Once you're here, you can walk your hands straight out in front of you or pulling them in between your feet. Just allow yourself to get curious. Maybe you've never tried pulling them overhead. Crawling them out to the point where you think you're going to fall over. Nice steady breaths, creating lots of space. Give yourself 2 more powerful breaths here. Don't miss it. Good. Come on back up to standing, using that core to rise on up. Namaste, front facing forward fold. Allow our feet to be wide on our mat, one on either side, one on either train track. A big breath in, and then you can go ahead and hinge forward. Allowing some bend in the knee, looking for equal pressure through both feet. Twisting triangle, left hand can come down, right hand to open up, begin to find this twist. That gaze can go up towards that lifted hand. Nice steady breaths as we begin to open up here. Good, big breath in. Hands down to the mat, chaturanga, exhale down. Floating through, upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale it back. Left foot forward, triangle pose. Again, allow yourself the grace to first get set up. First check in with that foundation. Finding your length, and then go ahead and hinge down. Foot can come down to a block on the outside of your foot. Maybe it's at a shin. Good, nice steady breaths. It's gone awful quiet. Come on back up to standing, side facing wide leg forward fold. This time finding some movement in the hips. It's lunges side to side. Maybe it's just some quick little movements, some shakes. We got some inversions going on, however it is for you. Encouraging you to try on something new, get vulnerable, experience a new opportunity. Good. Gently come back into center, back up to standing. Namaste, front facing, forward fold. So again, our feet are wide, one on either side of a train track or either side of our mat. Big breath in to square off those hips. We want them straight out in front of us, and then you can begin to hinge forward. Your inhales to find some length, your exhales to fold and welcome the space that you're creating here now. Twisting triangle, hand comes down to the mat. You can begin to twist on open, gaze going up towards that hand. Nice steady breaths here. Both hands to the mat, chaturanga, flowing through upward facing dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale it back. We'll come out to a high plank position, stacking our shoulders right up over our wrists. A big breath in, and exhale to lower yourself all the way down onto the mat, nice and slow and controlled. Good. Once you're there, sending the hands straight back behind us, locust pose. Go ahead and lift on up. Locust. Our gaze is right out in front of us, allowing lots of space in our back, crawling all the way up through our neck. We're looking for space as we're lifting on up. Go ahead and lower down. Hands straight out in front of you for this next locust pose. Hands out in front. And go ahead and lift on up. We have Superwoman and Superman poses here. Nice and strong, a full body activation. Inhale a little bit higher. Good. Lower all the feet side to side. What's next? Two floor back. Grab those ankles one at a time, or you can reach for both. Once you're there, pulling those knees in together. And go ahead and lift on up. Floor bow number one. Nice big action happening here. Steady breaths to create and leave space in the lower back. Good. Lower all the way down. Gently release your feet. Rock them side to side. Floor bow number two. Go ahead, grab those ankles. Lift on up. Nice and strong in this floor bow. Each inhale allowing you to lift up a little bit more. Good. Gently release your feet. Upward facing dog. Hands at your lower ribs. Big inhale up. Exhale it straight to downward dog. Camel pose. Come on down to your knees. We'll just do one. Once we're down at our knees, however you're getting into camel, you can reach up and back, grabbing for those back pockets. Or if possible, reaching for your ankles wherever you're at, maintaining those ujjayi breaths. Nice and steady, that's what's important here. We're beginning to open up the chest. This inner fire we're building, exploding up towards the ceiling. Good, gently release up and out of camel. Take a moment to reset. Bridge pose, go ahead and swing those feet around, coming down onto your back. Once you're here, feet about hip width distance, straight out on 12 o'clock. And go ahead and lift on up, bridge pose. As you're here, take a moment to use your mind's eye. Bring those toes in. We're going to right out on 12 o'clock. You can shimmy your shoulders up underneath, building this really strong foundation in our bridge pose, allowing us to lift up nice and high. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower all the way down. What's next are 3 bridges or wheels, or a combination, whatever you're doing. We'll hold each for 5 seconds. So go ahead, place those hands straight behind you and lift on up. Inhale up, wheel number 1. Again, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck your chin, lower all the way down. A breath to reset. Wheel number 2, go ahead, inhale, lift on up, nice and strong in your wheel. Again, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck your chin, lower all the way down. We have one more breath to reset. Wheel number 3, go ahead, inhale, lift on up, bridge your wheel wherever you're at, hold it for 5, pressing those knees in together, allowing full body activation. 2, 1, tuck your chin, lower all the way down, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, knees go wide. Coming back to that steady Ujjayi breath, we just finished up igniting. Lots of action here. Come back to that steady Ujjayi breath. Dead bug, happy baby. Go ahead and grab your feet. Take the knees wide. Allow yourself to work on pressing that lower back into the mat. Feel that lower back being pressed down. Rock side to side for happy baby. Giving yourself a massage. Beautiful. Both feet go straight up towards the ceiling, nice and flexed. Take a big breath in. Exhale the right leg down. Nice and flexed foot as it goes down. Inhale it straight back up. Exhale down the left. Good. Inhale back up. Moving into your scissor legs. 2 most important things, nice flexed feet and body or movement and breath connection. Continuing this with our nice flexed feet for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both feet straight up towards the ceiling. Give yourself a breath to reset. Inhale. Let it go. And now we're ready. Big breath in. Exhale, both feet down 30 degrees. Again, big breath in. Exhale down 60. Big breath in. Exhale down to hover. Hold them here. Nice strong action in the feet. Lots flexed. Good. Send them straight back up. A breath to reset. Good. Breath in. Exhale down 30. Again, breath in. Exhale down 60. Breath in. Exhale down to hover. You can flutter kick here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send them straight back up. We have one more, a breath to reset. Good. Inhale. Exhale down 30. Breath in. Exhale down 60. Breath in. Exhale down to hover. You can pendulum side to side here, just keeping it nice and flexed wherever you're at. Send them straight back up. Hug your knees and give yourself a tight squeeze. Roll on your spine 3 times and meet us in boat pose. However your boat looks, it might be working with both feet on the ground, just working to lift and open up our chest. Or maybe here today you work with lifting some of those feet. Maybe just one goes up. And as you're here, begin to straighten those legs. Whatever you're working on, we'll hold this for 3 more breaths. Begin to lift that chest. Stay nice and strong. Embrace the shakes, the discomfort, finding the ease. Good. Hug your knees in. We'll set up for half pigeon on the right side. However you're getting there today, you can just swing that right leg around. Send the left leg back behind you. More than welcome to take this pose on your back. These first few moments just to check in, to give your mind that ease that, hey, I know what's going on. It's okay. We're here. Nice flexed foot to protect the knee. You have 3 more breaths here to sink in. Good. Gently release on out and half pigeon on the left side. You can kick into downward dog or just swing that left leg around. Again, however you're getting there. Staying with that Ujjayi breath. We've worked hard to build that. We've worked hard to build that tapas inside us that allows these muscles to stretch. So stay with it. Don't let it go. We're not done quite yet. 3 breaths here to open up. Make them intentional. Make them worth your while. Good. Gently release out. Swing that leg around. We'll set up for double pigeon right side. Double pigeon takes on lots of different variations. It might just be here, not just here. This is a big stretch, a big deal. We might be working to stack those thighs on top of one another. Again, this might be good and plenty, just playing around with this. Blocks are a great tool here as well. Just working to stack those shins. Again, a big breath in to sit up nice and tall. And then if you're looking for a deeper stretch, you can begin to hinge forward. A nice self-assist is hands on the hips, really finding that deep hip crease. 2 more breaths here. Inhaling to find your length. Exhaling to sink deep. Good. Gently come on back up. You can hug that knee in, wiggle that tension out, and we'll switch sides. Double pigeon on the left. Again, allow yourself to sit up nice and tall. Big breath in to find the length. And an exhale to find the fold. Same thing. 3 intentional breaths, sending them to the hips, maybe wherever the action's happening. Send the breath that way. Good. Release that on out. Both feet straight out in front of you. Seated forward fold. So again, big breath in to find the length. Shimmy those sit bones back. And an exhale to hinge down towards those feet. Allowing bend in the knee so that you can get to the feet. Play around with it. See what it feels like to straighten the knees. Maybe see what it feels like to pull those toes back towards your chest. Get curious here. Staying with your breaths to access the release. Good. Release your feet. Reverse plank or tabletop position. Fingertips towards the body. Coming up into reverse plank or tabletop. Allow the chest to open up wide. Steady breaths to open up. Good. Go ahead and lower all the way down. We'll move on to shoulder stance or handstand. However you're working to get your hips above your heart. Could be a block underneath the hips. Or shoulder stance, sending them up straight up towards the ceiling. Using your hands as a support to get those hips up high. However, you're going to get the hips above your heart to get this rejuvenation. This recircling and final cycle of release. Shoulder stance can come to plow, dropping those feet overhead. Plow to deaf man's pose, dropping the knees to the ears. Yeah, allowing your hands for a bit of a support. And then slowly rolling all the way back out to your spine. Once you're there, hug your knees into your chest. One big tight squeeze here. Supine twist to the right, knees to the right, gaze over to the left. These first few moments to just be gentle with your body, allowing it to fall into this pose. It working here to clear out the lower back. As we're here, our breath begins to fall to the side. But it is still working, creating a little bit more space, allowing that shoulder to get pressed into the mat, the hips to fall over to the side. You can come back into center. Give yourself a squeeze. Supine twist to the left. Knees to the left. Gaze over to the right. Again, these first few moments to let your body get used to it. First few moments to welcome in the space and the twist that's happening. You can come back into center again. Give yourself that squeeze. Supta Baddha Konasana. Feet together. Knees go wide. If you're looking for a deeper stretch, pulling those feet closer to your buttocks. Or for a lesser stretch, you can push them away. There is a cool eye towel near your head if you would like to take advantage of that. Now is the perfect time to go ahead and do so. At home, I encourage you to stay here for these last few moments. Shavasana. Sit up nice and comfortably on your mat, however that looks for you. Allow your feet to go wide, palms facing up. Allow gravity to feel heavy here. Discover the power of vulnerability. A new kind of power will emerge from vulnerability. The more honest we are with ourselves about how we feel and what we really think, the more power we harness. We may have once thought that being powerful meant not giving in to what we felt, or what we thought, or who we really were. But that attitude won't garner power. The sooner we become honest with ourselves, the sooner we can be honest with others. The sooner we become honest with ourselves, the more quickly we'll grow and move on to a new place. Become vulnerable, at least with yourself. Be honest about what you think and how you feel. Write it. Speak it. Truly feel it. Release it. Only then will you know where to go and when to do so. What you are to do next will emerge naturally, quickly, and clearly. Try being absolutely honest. Reveal to yourself your most private feelings. It's a new kind of power, a different kind of power. It's the power of opening up the heart. Nice and gently wiggle out your fingers and toes, clenching, rolling out your wrists and ankles. Some bend in your knees and elbows, maybe finding a full body stretch on your mat. Gently roll over to your side, forehead down to the mat. Moment to set that intention to discover the power of vulnerability. Gently come up to a seated position on your mat, eyes open or closed, sitting however comfortable for you. Big breath in, one final stretch up overhead. Hands down to heart center. We'll end class as we began with 3 ohms. Big breath in. Hands to forehead center. I thank you all for being vulnerable here today. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Ashley and Lisa, for staying online, and all of you in the room. There's a basket out there for your cool eye towels. If you have any questions or want to chat about anything that's going on in the studio, you know where to find me out front. Thank you again.